December 8th, the sun is going to be square Saturn. So the sun is in Sagittarius, which is a mutable sign. So it makes a 90-degree angle with the other mutable signs. And we know we have Saturn and Neptune up there in the sign of Pisces, finishing up their time there. So there's going to be a lot of tests of faith and commitment. And there may be, some things that you want to do. Sun's your ego, and Saturn is the building inspector of the zodiac. So there may be some things that you want to push ahead to do, but you may hit some roadblocks, and just keep, if it's really, really what you want to be doing, then keep at it and keep checking the boxes and keep moving forward. But on the note of moving forward, remember that Mars is square Saturn, and Mars wants to move fast, and Saturn's like the law. So you want to be careful. This is running a lot of the month, basically December 1st through December 17th. The sun is also square Saturn, and there's a lot of fire. So don't push too hard. So there's a fine line between like pushing or staying committed and not letting these like tests and I hate to say the tests, but I don't like that the universe is testing us, but the things, the obstacles that come up, like, is this really what you want? Are you determined moving forward? Then keep at it. But if you are just, angry or pushing ahead and just like being determined and stubborn, I think is the word, then be careful and go a little bit slower, because you don't need Saturn showing up in the form of the law to show you who's actually in charge, okay? So take it slow. Now, Tuesday the 9th, the moon will continue to be in Leo, and it's going to be square Uranus. So, try to go with the flow. Uranus is unpredictable, so you just never know. There's going to be a lot of trines with the planets in Sagittarius. So the moon's in Leo, fire sign. The sun, Mercury, Mars are in Sag. So they're trining each other. It's just a lot of fire. All right. So use it properly. Now, on December 10th, Neptune finally moves direct. And even though it's still going to be in the sign of Pisces, its own sign, remember, it's finishing up its last little bit of time there, and it's going to get more intense as it finishes up its time there, as everything does as we get to the later degrees of things. Neptune is going to go direct that day, and the fog is going to start to lift, okay? Now, Neptune, again, rules secrets, things coming up to the surface. And, when I talk about ruling, it's like, yes, Neptune rules fog, but also rules vision, because it's both extremes. Okay. So we have the fog starting to lift. Hopefully any secrets that need to come out will come up and out. Okay. And maybe we'll start to be able to see ourselves more clearly. The moon will be in Virgo on Wednesday, the 10th, and Virgo is the sign right across from Pisces. So there's a lot of Neptune energy on the 10th. And even though the fog is starting to lift, it's still very foggy. So keep that in mind. Now, what do we have going on here? The 11th, last quarter moon in Virgo. Older and wiser. So see what you've learned over this last moon cycle. And Virgo wants to get everything in order, and it likes to analyze. So what have you learned? Now, Mercury returns to the sign of Sagittarius because it's coming out of the retrograde, and it's coming back over that third swoop of everything that's been going on since October 21st. So what have you learned? I have this picture of a suitcase here, and it's like, is there anything, are you carrying too much baggage? Are you letting yourself release some of this, right? We're finishing out a 9-year in numerology. We're going into fresh territory next year. We are coming out of the great purge of this Mercury retrograde through the sign of Scorpio, all the deep emotions into Sagittarius, releasing and moving forward lighter. So what have you learned, and what have you let go of as you are becoming older and wiser. Now, the moon will stay in Virgo until 11:04 a.m. on Friday the 12th when it moves into the harmonious Venus-ruled sign of Libra. So we'll have a Libra weekend. So it's a great social time. It's a really great time to do some Christmas shopping because Venus rules like all the beautiful things. And Mercury is now direct that rules merchants. So I would definitely get out and about. Do your Christmas shopping. Come to our shop in Kent, Connecticut. I think you'll love it. And now you can check out our online store that is officially launched. Just go to tarotin.time, THYME. We're adding things continuously. And, we're trying to keep things as conscious clothing and fair trade and small companies and all that. We're strive for that. We make a few mistakes along the way, but we strive for that. Okay, now on Sunday the 14th, the moon is in Libra until 10:51 p.m. when it moves into Scorpio. And the moon will be, then it will square Jupiter and it's squaring Pluto. There's a lot of squares going on. Mars is square Neptune, and it's easy to lose your way. Okay. And I put this picture of driving through fog. It's stay grounded, don't give up. Things are foggy, but it will start to clear. Okay. Now let's pull a couple cards for this week ahead. See what we've got going on here. One from the Star Tarot. Haven't looked at any of these yet. And one from the Yuletide. And let's give you also the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. And let's see what we've got here. The World. What a great card. What a beautiful card. So this is Capricorn energy, last card of the major arcanas. It's ruled by Saturn. And I love this card. Wow. Okay, so we know Saturn's finishing up its time in Pisces. We're coming to some closures of things. This is a card of success, and it's a lovely card to see here. You also have Knight of Gifts, which I think is a Knight of Pentacles. And I often find the Knight of Pentacles takes a while to show up. So here he is, kind of sitting under that tree with a bonsai tree next to him. Okay, Knight of Gifts. And I was talking about going shopping this weekend. Okay, what else do we have? Darkest Hour. There in the void of thy darkness swells the shadow of the soul, swallowing the wickedness into the blackness of its wholeness. Darkest Hour. Okay, so I think we're coming into the conclusion of things is what I'm getting. And the Knight of Gifts is sitting in the middle. So, a lot of people have changed their shopping plans for this holiday, keeping it simple. And I like that the bonsai tree's there. And this looks like a tree also. And there's a whole bunch of trees in the background there. And it's almost like giving the gift of nature or giving the gift of just experiences, spending time in nature. And I know a lot of people are worried about money right now because things are so uncertain. And I get it, believe me. And so there's kind of some conclusions here, maybe shifting how you're doing it. Maybe you shop a little more simply. Maybe you are making it a point to shop with small businesses and buy more eco-friendly products with kind of a nature vibe here, okay? The Darkest Hour makes me feel like that idea of having to, give more than you can, that kind of thing, that's coming to an end here. You're starting to see how to take care of yourself and how to show love for others in more simple ways. So very lovely cards for the week ahead.